Hello everyone, this is Scott. I have something unusual and strange for you today on Mars. There is a couple heads and a gun, a weapon on Mars. Now weapons are really cool to report because it's technology and it's just kind of amazing that way. Now I colorized the head so you can see it better. Eye, mouth, I guess the nose in here, the neck. You can see the muscles. You can see the tissue and everything below the surface of his skin and everything. You can really see the detail. So I think this is a real head, maybe part of his shoulders or something, or below the surface, or maybe it's just been cut off right there in battle, who knows. But here is the gun. You can see a close-up of the gun, natural, and then colorized. Okay, you can see the handle here, the gun's facing us. See the front of the gun, the side of the gun, and a scope area. Looks like a curved scope. And here is the big head, natural looking and everything. It's just something I wanted to share with you. Really, really strange and kind of neat. Here is the original photograph. Now you can see the head here and another one over here. Let me zoom in over here. Okay, here is the natural head. I didn't alter it too much, just light. I added light to it so you could see it better. You can see the eye is inside, the eye, the open mouth. Okay, so it died with its mouth open. It was angry. It was breathing hard when it died, and its mouth was open. You can see the the ridges. See all the ridges around him? Like it has, it's decomposed as much as possible, and yet it's not decomposed. Now, why would an alien's head and body not decompose? Well, it's possible that their DNA has more strands, and the more strands of DNA your body has, the harder it is for you to decompose naturally. Of course, you know that already, but it's just, you know, it's just logical that the more strands, the less easy it is to decompose. Here's the gun itself, the curvature and everything. Let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. Okay, can I sharpen it any? Don't know, I haven't tried on this one. Kind of cool, kind of cool. But I think it kind of ruins the detail. It's a little bit too large, hard to see. There you go, there you go. Also a little head back here. See the mouth, chin, eye, big forehead back here. And down from the gun is a reptilian head. Now this reptilian head is hard to see. I didn't show you the colorized version earlier, but I'll do that in just a second. You can see it has an open mouth. Do you see the open mouth? Almost like, well, like a Stegosaurus dinosaur. Check this out. The open mouth with almost like a beak on it. Little eye, like a dinosaur would have. And look at the ridges. Look at the ridges all along this guy. This guy was fierce, okay? He was made for fighting. He was made for battle. And I believe this is part of his head. I believe either he wore a fake ridge on top of his head so it would come out and around. You see how it curves down like it attaches to the back? And I believe he wore this as to look more fierce in battle. I mean, it's just natural. It seems normal to wear add-ons to look more fierce, bigger, you know, like armor or something. And maybe this actually could shoot weapons, lasers, or something out. Because if you zoom in close to this, you actually see holes. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes in this thing. And if you count the other one, it'd be fifth. So this actually could be a weapon if they tilt their head the right way, which is kind of cool if that's true. But these are all my guesses, my hypotheses. So we're just doing the best we can with that. Here is a colored version of this, and I colorized it so it will stand out a little bit more. Sorry about that little guy. I didn't know what the heck that was and what to make of it, but I colorized it anyway, and it was strange. Here is the face. I hope you can see that. It's a little hard to see, but the ridges, the muscle structure, the flesh, this guy wasn't a reptilian. He had flesh and bones. It's remarkable, and he must have had a lot of strands of DNA because he didn't really decompose very much. His eyes were smaller. I don't know what that means, but it's just kind of cool. Over here we see the front part of a face cut off and a tongue hanging out. That's just kind of awesome. Let me zoom in on that because it's just weird and freaky. It's something you might see on a Kiss concert t-shirt or something. Let's zoom out. Over here is the reptilian I was talking about, but I made a mistake on this. I colorized inside the mouth when there's actually a gap between the lower jaw and the upper, and so that's my mistake. There is an opening right in here. I colored by accident, sorry. Here is the piece I believe is an artificial appendage to put on his top of the skull so he can fight and look more fierce. And if I zoom out, you can see the gun up there a little bit. I just colored it yellow. I didn't know what to do with that. I mean, can't color it gray on a gray background, but I made the background gray. Well, the computer program did that automatically for me. But that is kind of cool, right? You can see the handle. It's a curved handle, and the big, thick gun. I mean, this thing looks fierce. It looks huge. If this gun were on Earth, would measure it, saying it was about 2.5 feet to 3.5 feet long. I mean, it's not a small device, and technology is awesome. Technology, if you can find technology on Mars, it's just extraordinary. And this is one of the few weapons on Mars I've heard about reported. Me and a whole bunch of other guys have reported those kind of things, and it's just really extraordinary sometimes to think about those things. Let me let in that little tiny face because it's just kind of cool, guys. What is this? I don't know. You could look at the original photo, but let me show you the original photo of this close up now that you saw that. Okay, you can see the severed head up here cut off. I don't know why there's so many heads cut off. And here is the front down here. I'm going to zoom in on this little guy. It's harder to see because he's so big. But if I leave it right about there, it's easier to see. You can see the tongue hanging out, the nose, the eye area, the nose, the lips, the cheeks, the chin. Kind of cool, really bizarre. Let me go back to that gun again in natural form. Just really cool. Zoom in on that a little bit. Okay, there we are. And zoom back out so you can see the reptilian head. Oh, there is a head behind it, isn't there? It's backwards. You see the chin, mouth, nose, eye, big forehead. Okay, but here's the gun. Can't believe I found a gun. That's just really kind of cool. Not many have been found. I think 3 that I remember. Street Cat found 1. I found 2. This is just really cool. Look at this. This is the head, the eye, the face. Okay, let me show you this a little bit more. Hold on tight. Okay, here are the colored versions of it so you can see each different head, but remember I didn't color the space between the bottom jaw and the upper jaw, which makes this look like one solid piece, but there is a space between them. Okay, kind of neat, isn't it? Here is colored version of the gun and the big head, which is kind of odd and neat. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll try to make more videos for you very soon. And we'll see if we can get more strange and bizarre stuff for you. See you later.